A tragic update to a boat crash last night in St. Pete. Florida Fish and Wildlife says 15-year-old Colin Moorfield died after the boat he was on crashed into a dock. You're watching 10 Tampa Bay. I'm Frank Wiley.
And I'm Courtney Robinson. The teen who was driving that boat is expected to survive, recovering from his injuries tonight. Shore Acres neighbors who saw and heard that crash, they did not hesitate to rescue these teens. 10 Tampa Bay's Malik Rankin has spent the day in the neighborhood. Malik, you've been talking with them, and it was the neighbors who helped find these teens, and they were thrown from the boat by the impact.
That's right, Courtney. Florida Wildlife Commission shared Christian Therikin is now recovering from non-life-threatening injuries. Some neighbors in this area tell us he walked away with just scratches. Now, from the information we just received from FWC, we now know that boat hit a dock, ejecting both teens into the water. Now, I talked with neighbors here who watched this crash happen and wasted no time jumping into action. After hearing a crash a few docks down from hers, Alexis Carlin screamed for her husband to come help.
I knew something was wrong when I saw the boat begin to make its way out into the bay, unmanned.
Carlin says the unmanned boat was headed straight for her dock.
It then veered suddenly as it was about to make impact and ran into our seawall instead of the dock. My husband jumped our fence and stopped the boat. He was able to pull the throttle down.
What Alexis and her husband, Jonathan, soon found out, it was two teen boys who were thrown from the boat.
When I talked to the Fish and Wildlife officer last night, we were talking about if the tide was higher, it could have catapulted into someone's backyard. So it was very scary.
In the moments following the crash, neighbors up and down this street jumped in to help.
My heart just goes out to the parents and the families of those boys. No parent should have to ever wrap their head around their child being catastrophically injured.
We spoke with the neighbors here who helped first responders locate Colin Moorfield. Along with first responders, nearby boaters, and the neighbors up and down this stretch were all pitching in. And from those people we talked to, everyone pretty shaken up.
It's just a heartbreaking situation, feel for these families who are grieving at this point. But they were 15. Were these boys allowed to be out on the water in that boat?
Courtney, they were. According to FWC, there is no minimum age for driving a boat. You do have to have completed a boater safety course and have proof of that course completion on your vessel. And neighbors here tell us that they did find that proof of boater completion, the safety completion course, and it's actually how they helped track down and notify the parents.